What is going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the world mourns Hulk Hogan as details emerge on Hogan's final days. The wrestling world reacts to Hulk Hogan's passing, including Vince McMahon, The Rock, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. How WWE will honor Hulk Hogan. Madison Square Garden honors the Hulkster in a classy tribute. Why AEW ignored Hulk Hogan's passing. What's happening to Hogan's wrestling promotion. WWE and Travis Scott have a huge falling out. Wrestlers moving to OnlyFans, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on WrestleMania XL. Now let's do the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at the world mourns Hulk Hogan, as details emerge on Hogan's final days. At top of today's news is the death of wrestling and pop culture icon Hulk Hogan at the age of 71, and the worldwide outpouring of grief from people whose life Hogan touched. More details have emerged on Hulk Hogan's last days, as it's been reported in the Observer newsletter that he'd been having major health issues from complications after neck surgery on 14th May. While Bubba the Love Sponge for weeks had talked about him being in a coma or near death, his friends like Eric Bischoff, Jimmy Hart, and wife Sky Daly had tried to downplay the situation publicly. The report states that the two-time WWE Hall of Famer was treated in Tampa General Hospital for renal failure and fluid overload and severe chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. The story quotes a source close to the situation that basically what happened with Hulk is that they took him out of the hospital and made a hospital in his house as there wasn't much left they could do. TMZ Sports broke the story on Thursday, saying a video of the scene outside of Hogan's residence shows responders desperately trying to save his life as he was transported to an ambulance. In the clip, several paramedics appear to be conducting chest compressions as Hogan is wheeled to the emergency vehicle. Cops tell us officials responded to the call at 9:51 a.m. and Hogan was treated by Clearwater Fire and Rescue personnel before being taken to a nearby hospital. Hulk Hogan's daughter Brooke Hogan also shares her last words with her dad. Hulk Hogan's daughter Brooke is letting the world know about the last time she spoke with her famous father. TMZ Sports reported, our sources say the last time they spoke was 2 weeks before Hulk married Sky Daly in September 2023. During that final phone call, we're told Brooke expressed deep love and concern for her father, telling him she didn't think he should be working so hard given his declining health. The TMZ report suggests that the two had a strained relationship, noting Brooke's husband even made multiple efforts to mend the relationship, including reaching out when Brooke nearly died during childbirth. But Hulk responded coldly and never made any effort to meet Brooke's kids. Our sources say he ultimately only wanted a relationship with her under his terms. Brooke reportedly learned of her dad's departure after her brother Nick texted her and said she's at peace because she got to say I love you when she last spoke with her dad. But the wrestling world is now reacting to Hulk Hogan's departure, with current and past superstars joining the conversation. Obviously, while we can't include everyone's comments, here are some notable ones, including Vince McMahon, who's now broken his long Twitter silence, mourning the passing of the Hulkster. The world lost a treasure today. Hulk Hogan was the greatest WWE superstar of all time, someone who was loved and admired around the world. He was a trailblazer, the first performer who transitioned from being a wrestling star into a global phenomenon. His grit and unbridled thirst for success was unparalleled and only made him the consummate performer. He gave everything he had to the audience, whom he appreciated, respected, and loved. He leaves us with one of his favorite expressions, train, take your vitamins and say your prayers. Today, we pray for him. Stone Cold Steve Austin, who almost had a legendary match with Hulk Hogan, also took to Instagram saying, Hulk Hogan was born to be a professional wrestler, larger than life, charisma for days. He was in the stratosphere all on his own. His contributions are immense. His influence will be forever. Hulkmania lives on. My condolences to his family and loved ones. The Rock, who famously fought the Hulkster at WrestleMania 18, posted a long message on Instagram, but this is an excerpt that follows. Rest in peace, Terrible Air, aka the immortal Hulk Hogan. To the millions of kids, you were a childhood hero, myself included. The Rock recalled his interactions with Hulk as a 12-year-old fan at Madison Square Garden, then fast-forwarded to the epic Icon vs. Icon battle at 2002 Showcase of the Immortals, concluding with, from deep in my bones on behalf of this wild and crazy world of professional wrestling that we love, I say to you now and forever, thank you for the house, brother, thank you for the house. Hulk's longtime on-air rival and real-life friend Ric Flair tweeted, I'm absolutely shocked to hear about the passing of my close friend Hulk Hogan. Hulk has been by my side since we started in the wrestling business. An incredible athlete, talent, friend, and father. Our friendship has meant the world to me. He was always there for me, even when I didn't ask for him to be. He was one of the first to visit me when I was in hospital with a 2% chance of living, and he prayed by my bedside. Hulk also lent me money when Reed was sick. Hulkster, no one will ever compare to you. Rest in peace, my friend. A current WWE Chief Content Officer and former superstar Triple H also tweeted a heartfelt message on his Twitter. JBL also tweeted, "One of the reasons I got into wrestling, Hulk was always so nice to me and was one of the celebrity that wanted to see all the kids I brought over from Bermuda. Rest in peace, legend, there will never be another. Hulkamania never dies." Sadly, the only remaining member of the OG NWO stable is Kevin Nash, and he took to Twitter to say, "I lost another brother. Icon doesn't even touch it. Rest in power, my friend. NWO for life and beyond." The WWE announcer Michael Cole spoke with ESPN SportsCenter and mentioned Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon created sports entertainment. There's a reason that Netflix and Peacock and USA Network are bringing our shows on a weekly basis because of what they created back in the 80s, taking this small regional promotion and turned it into this global juggernaut. Sadly, it was Eric Bischoff who found out about Hulk's passing in the most heartbreaking way possible. The man who brought in the Hulkster to WCW in the mid-90s revealed he learned of Hogan's passing whilst he was watching Fox News. Bischoff discussed the difference between Hulk Hogan and Terry Bollea. "I feel like I knew Terry Bollea. He was different from Hulk Hogan. He was kind and generous to a fault. He was loyal, he had a big heart, but until you got to know Terry Bollea, you were overwhelmed by Hulk Hogan. Throughout his life, he struggled with faith and sometimes got closer to it than others. But in the last 6 or 8 years in particular, he really got so much closer to his faith. He was so proud to go through that baptism. It brought joy to him, and I'm very grateful for that." But not only that, Sylvester Stallone commented on Hogan's legacy, the man who shared the screen with him in Rocky III, as well as inducting him to the WWE Hall of Fame. Hulk hit it big in the movies, pro wrestling and reality TV, and Sly says Hogan was smarter than meets the eye and a great entrepreneur who endured a lot of pain and injuries, never complaining, only preserving and being as pleasant as possible to anyone he came across. Of course, Hogan was also a huge supporter of US President Donald Trump, and Donald Trump also made a tribute saying Hulk Hogan was MAGA all the way, strong, tough, smart, but with the biggest heart. He gave an absolute electric speech at the Republican National Convention that was one of the highlights in the entire week. But how will WWE honor Hulk Hogan? Did WWE tell its staffers to focus on Hulk Hogan related work following his passing? Or WrestleVotes tweeted yesterday that many departments inside WWE were instructed to pause whatever current projects they were working on today and pivot toward Hulk Hogan related jobs. There will be a lot from WWE dedicated to Hogan this week, especially on social media as you would expect. Given Hulk Hogan's crucial contributions to the WWE's success in the 80s, fans should expect to see plenty of Hulk Hogan related content, whether it's tributes on weekly television or potential projects on Peacock. Fightful Select also reports that WWE reached out to numerous legends to bring them in or film tributes for the late wrestler. It was said that some are also traveling to SmackDown tonight as well. It looks like WWE will be honoring Hulk Hogan very heavily on tonight's SmackDown. We can imagine that this passing will have all the WWE superstars on the stage to do a 10-bell salute on tonight's SmackDown. TNA also did a classy tribute on last night's episode of TNA Impact. But Madison Square Garden honored the Hulkster in a classy tribute. Madison Square Garden officials took time to honor Hulk Hogan with a banner showing Hulk's 1984 WWF Championship win, "Rest in Peace Hulk Hogan." Longtime WWF fans know that Hogan was a top draw at the Mecca of professional wrestling during his 80s WWF heyday. But why did AEW ignore Hulk Hogan's passing? Now, while many wrestling promotions, wrestlers, and fans are paying their respects to Hulk Hogan, it's been reported that AEW is being blasted by some fans for their silence. Ringside News reported, while nearly every major wrestling company, including WWE, TNA, NWA, and GCW, honored Hogan's legacy, AEW has stayed silent and fans aren't having it. Now, with AEW, there were no tributes made on Twitter, nor any comments from AEW owner Tony Khan. But there's a good reason for that. This comes after Khan's decision to outright ban Hulk Hogan from the promotion in 2020. In a tweet 5 years ago, Linda Hogan would comment on the looting that took place during the George Floyd protests, and Khan responded with, "You've now joined your husband in being banned from all AEW shows, congratulations." Khan stated in an interview that year that he could never work with Hulk Hogan after what he said in that tape, and made it even worse by never giving an adequate apology for it. Now, this isn't good enough for some AEW fans who've outright blasted AEW for ignoring Hulk Hogan's passing, as even though he had a controversial history, he was still a pivotal part of the wrestling business. And many are saying that Khan should put his personal feelings aside. However, there's been no tribute as of yet. But what is happening with Hulk Hogan's new wrestling promotion? Fox Nation plans to continue with its Real American Freestyle Wrestling League despite the passing of Hulk Hogan. The Hulkster co-founded the Professional Freestyle Wrestling League with Terry Francis and CEO Chad Bronstein. According to a new report from TMZ Sports, the streaming platform's decision to move forward with the broadcast doubles as a tribute to Hogan's enduring legacy. Fox Nation will stream RAF 01, the organization's debut event, August 30th at the Wolstein Center in Cleveland. A second event is slated for this fall. The promotion features current NCAA wrestlers, past college wrestlers, and Olympic wrestlers. Next up, did Seth Rollins' injury sabotage a Superstars SummerSlam plans? Now there's interesting news on Seth Rollins' front as the WWE Universe waits to see if Rollins' alleged injury is a work or whether it's a cover to allow him to surprise fans by cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase at SummerSlam. A new report from Bodyslam.net suggests a popular WWE superstar was scheduled to have a monumentous match against Rollins, but that is until Rollins' injury. LA Knight was originally scheduled to lose to Seth Rollins at Saturday night's main event and get his win back at SummerSlam in a high-profile rematch. Now, fans are still debating whether Seth is hurt. Is he suffering a minor injury that sidelined him for the time being, or is he doing fine and participating in a storyline to keep fans guessing? Next up, WWE and Travis Scott have a huge falling out. Now, what's caused WWE to apparently cancel all plans with rapper Travis Scott? Scott, who played a part in John Cena's heel turn at Elimination Chamber and Cena's world title win against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41, is apparently persona non grata in WWE. It was reported in The Observer, Travis Scott was scheduled to be the celebrity surprise that was to be revealed this month on WWE 2K25. He was to be part of the DLC. Scott and WWE had a full falling out, and the nature of which hasn't got out yet, but it's why it's open season to knock him. Now, you may recall that Scott was reportedly training to become a wrestler, but if the story is accurate, don't hold your breath waiting for him to appear in the WWE ring. In addition, the decision was made for El Grande Americano to take his spot, plus Aleister Black has been the person to replace Scott as far as the WrestleMania pack, even though Black was not at WrestleMania. And while some WWE officials believe celebrities are a smart way to grow the WWE audience, not every fan or wrestler subscribes to this. Next up, wrestlers moving to OnlyFans. Now it looks like Alana Black, aka former superstar Cora Jade, may have hit the OnlyFans jackpot. It's been reported by The Observer that Black recently announced she was cancelling all scheduled appearances on the indie scene, claiming she's taking a break for the benefit of her mental health. However, it's been reported that there's another reason for her exit. What she didn't say is that she's making real bank with OnlyFans, and that may have zero to do with her decision. Jade was telling people in wrestling what she cleared, and it was more money than any women wrestler made in the last month, even if exaggerated a little. And while that won't stay at that level, when you make money like that for a year or two, you can retire off it, and unless you're super dedicated to wrestling. But it seems that multiple women are planning to quit pro wrestling due to the amount of money they can make on OnlyFans. One person in pro wrestling noted a path that will become more common is female wrestlers will build a fan base within pro wrestling and launch an OnlyFans. Cora Jade reportedly told people within pro wrestling that she made more money on OnlyFans than any female wrestler made in the last month. Now, there are reports that Black plans to collaborate with former WWE superstar turned OnlyFans millionaire Mandy Rose on private dual videos. And finally, a former NXT superstar arrives in TNA. And last but not least, former NXT talent Jakara Jackson is now competing in TNA wrestling. Now working as Mara Sade, the former member of the faction Metaphor showed up on the 24th July of Impact, teaming with the inspiration of Cassie Lee and Jessica McKay, aka the former superstars, the Iconics. But there you have it, folks, the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.